Yo, it's your boy, Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics. What it do, everybody? Chafino just waiting on tilt, on hold, ready to type in hey. He already had hey typed out before he hit enter. I was just getting done watching Hard Knocks, Oakland Raiders edition, Pierpont, Damon, P. Aquadio. I did. I did watch Hard Knocks. That's the only reason why it took me a little bit longer. Yo! Back at you with a new video! I definitely had to watch Hard Knocks. Regardless of what team it is, it's kind of a tradition for me. I like to see the inside info, of all the teams and how, they interact with each other. Obviously, it's a big thing for me. So I had it on the West Coast time, which is obviously 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and they're playing it later on as well. And then, obviously, I'm here with you. Now I'm watching Dodgers versus the Cardinals, top of the third. But I have a great video for you guys, and I wanted to be able to touch base because this is really important as we're getting into the season. But let me acknowledge everybody in the room. Brian Chafino, Ravens flock. Yo, Pierpont. Fly Eagles Fly sends me a thing on Twitter of a breakdown of fantasy football like I would do. There's like 100 freaking names on there. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, all the backs. And then he's got the bye week next to it as well. Very smart. I see you, Pierpont. Northwest Sports Fanatics is rubbing off on you. I like it. Damon P. Aquadio, Hard Knocks. I don't want to spoil it. I'm not sure if anyone else watched it with that early time shift. But I enjoyed every minute of it. Obviously, being a Gruden grinder, a Gruden guy, having him win the Super Bowl for me. Different team, different era. People are skeptical if he can still coach at this point. It's going to take him a couple years. Chiefs and Chargers, obviously, are definitely dominating the division for quite a while. But once they move to Vegas, that'll be the time where I think they'll be able to make at least one playoff run within a 3-year period, maybe a wild card. But it's going to take them a couple years. 6 Inc. What it do? I know that you are starting to itch for football when I see your posts. You're saying, man, I've been watching Northwest Sports Fanatics and a few of your favorites on YouTube. Everyone is itching for football. Believe me, I am as well. Hey, Chafino, yo, John Roberts, my guy. Yo, Bills Mafia. I hope you guys enjoyed the other video with Marcus. I'm glad he was able to swing through so you guys can kind of get a deep dive, not like some of maybe the other channels or the other broadcasts that they have out there on ESPN and Fox Sports and CBS Sports and the podcast. We really try to get you some more original content. Sometimes we'll touch base on things that other people are, talking about. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video that me and Marcus put out. Some of the players you guys are familiar with because they're on your team. And then others you may not know that much about. But as we go through the videos, you'll get more acclimated with not only your studs, but with the studs on the other teams, maybe competition for your teams moving forward. Brian Chafino, was it good? Didn't see it. I have it recorded. Everyone has it recorded. I was going to wait and start at 7:30, but you know what? I couldn't. I just had to, I had to just watch it all the way through. No interruptions, no commercials, which is nice about HBO. So you can go through. It was very enjoyable. You get to see an inside look with the rookies, Cleveland Farrell, Abram at safety. Not a lot of Josh Jacobs, but I think you'll enjoy it if you like football, which we all do. We're itching for something, so at least it gives you something, as we're going in. Even if you don't care about the Raiders, it was a good show. I enjoyed it. I watch every episode. Taysom Hill is an X factor no matter what position he plays. True. I love wide receiver, a little Taysom Hill clone. He won't be as good as Taysom Hill, but if you did watch Trace McSorley at Penn State with Saquon Barkley, Miles Sanders, he's pretty fucking good. So, they might be able to utilize him in some trick plays, but if you're knowing that that's going to be something that they're going to do, how much of a trick will it really be? Elliott Evans, Nolans Saints, what it do, my guy? 6 Inc. What does X Factor actually mean in this context? Well, I'm going to tell you. So, in this X Factor, I go over my top 10, not anybody else's. This is my top 10 biggest X Factor players. So these are the difference makers on teams this season, right? These particular teams need these players, right, to make the Super Bowl, the playoffs, or just be relevant in the league, right? And there may be some issues with maybe an injury, maybe health, maybe age that's going to factor in where I have these guys ranked. And with the list, I could have went for an honorable mention, but I'm not gonna. I already have my 10, and I kind of cheated because I have 2 people at 10, 2 athletes, right? And then I go all the way to 1. And then you guys can kind of comment below what you guys think. But this, to me, as we go from 10 to 1, this is going to be critical. If these players have great seasons, stay injury-free, a lot of these teams are going to make the playoffs this season, some by surprise, some not. And if they're already a playoff team without this player, we're talking about going deep, right? NFC, AFC Championship deep, right? Maybe wild card for some. Super Bowl for some. It's going to be a big deal. I'm going to give you guys a great show. I've already planned this out. I redid this list at work in front of my friend Greg. 7 times I revised this list in probably 10 minutes. And he was looking at me like I was crazy. He's like, how do you come up with these names and the order? And I have to feel comfortable with my order. I take it very seriously. So I'm not going to just come up with just any 10 and then, put out a video for you guys. I really do want to give you guys the best of the best of the best, sir, with honors. Will Smith, Men in Black, as well on the Dodgers. Will Smith, let's go. All right, so let's see here. He has 10 years. Hello, Raiders are the best. Can you please shout me out? Louise. And then I say, Melendez Jr. Raiders. John Roberts, love Marcus. He's spot on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, we do our tape. We watch, our certain athletes. One thing that I do disagree, with Marcus is he thinks that Baker Mayfield has capped out. I disagree in that regard because I think that he can get better. If you're talking about 27, 28 touchdowns, I think that he was going to get probably closer to that 32, to 36 range this season, regardless if Odell, came over or not. I think he is going to get better. You're going to see a big increase, obviously, with Josh Allen, but I think you're going to get a similar increase with Sam Darnold as well. So I don't think that'll be something that certain people will, take for granted, but I don't think that he's capped out one bit. Brian Chifino, I do have a Raiders blanket, though. Antonio Brown going to get the Raiders to the playoffs. Not this season. If you've seen his feet on Instagram, I follow him very closely. Top 3 wide receiver in the league. His foot blisters are insane. They take up almost his whole foot on both of them. In camp right now, and in any type of playoff push, as you're going forward, he needs to have his feet healthy. And he's not 100% right now. There's even practices that he's skipping. So if you're expecting them to overachieve and make the playoffs, that's best case scenario, and maybe as a wild card. But the Chiefs and the Chargers are, I want to say, so much deeper as a roster that the percentage, if I had to put on the Broncos or the Raiders making the playoffs this year, is 10%. And I hope that doesn't crush your dreams. But I feel that, with all the tape that I watch, all the articles that I read, all the camp that I watch from every single team, I'm not the only one that will agree with that statement. They're a couple years away. I like the talent that they have. Tyrell Williams from the Chargers was a nice pickup. The rookies, Jacobs, Cleveland Farrell, Jacobs from Bama, Farrell from, obviously Clemson, and then you got Abram on the back end on safety. They got some pieces, but they don't have enough. You know what I mean? Especially with the player for player, arguably one of the best defenses in the Chargers. And then with the Chiefs, how do you stop that? How do you stop that offense? And then you don't know what you're going to get from Denver. It's kind of like the Raiders. It's a mixed bag, right? Raiders might have a better offense, but Denver's got a better defense. If you put both those teams together, right, then you might be able to compete with the Chiefs and the Chargers, but obviously you can't do that. So don't get your hopes up too high just yet. Like I said, once they move to Vegas, they'll have a 3-year period. Well, they'll maybe make one playoff run. Obviously, the goal is to go to the playoffs every season. But if you ask anyone that's not a homer, right, if the Raiders are going to make it to the playoffs this season, I would guarantee 90% are going to say no. And it's not that they don't like the Raiders. It's just that the other teams in the division are better. And that's big facts. Napa Valley is amazing. The footage that I saw, insane. Looks awesome. Let's see. Hey, Dad, where's Roethlisberger? I know, that was hilarious. Plenty of incognito, which I was hoping for because one of the, craziest personalities. He's had a lot of different issues, in his life. all the way from college until, obviously taking a year off and having the funeral thing, with his dad passing away, and he kind of lost it mentally. But as far as like a need that they, had to have on that particular Raiders roster, they needed to be able to protect, your guy Carr up front. And he's made a few Pro Bowls. I think he's made like 4 in his career, so it's not like he's a slouch. And definitely he's going to be a lot of hot takes, from him, a lot of mic time for Incognito. As far as, is he a dirty player? I mean, you could say that about Sue and a bunch of other guys, but if he helps you win and doesn't take it too far, like some of the other players that were, like Vontaze Burfict, we'll have to kind of wait and see. Michael Pierpont, I love McSorley. I do too. I speak for many PSVU fans when they say QB is not the plan. Yeah, I think there's going to be a little running back, wide receiver, some trickery. Let's see here. McSorley will be 10 times better than Taysom Hill. I disagree. Taysom Hill is special. Not that McSorley can't be in that same regard. You know what I mean? I got to see it first. I've already seen Taysom Hill quite a bit. I got to see if Trace McSorley can get out there, and if he's going to have to run trick plays. If they line him up at a running back or a wide receiver, or if they line him up, at quarterback. Obviously, being a quarterback at Penn State, they're not going to be fooled. It just depends on if he can line up at running back, and then they'll be looking for it. With Taysom Hill, he was kind of more of like a special teams guy. So when they put him in there, they didn't expect him to be able to do anything. McSorley is a very well-known quarterback in college football, so it won't be that big of a surprise if he lines up at running back and they toss it to him. Of course, he's not going to more than likely run it. He'll be throwing it. Defenses will be, keening and hinting on that. So Taysom Hill and Cook. Jalen Allen. It's a nice little combination. Sixing, in that case, Breeze is definitely an X factor for the Saints, along with Thomas and Jordan. My list is going to surprise you, though, because I have certain factors in here that you may not be thinking about. A lot of them are going to be based off things that you're not thinking. Zach Ertz is an X factor. Fight me. Damon P. Aquadio. Shea. Eagles fly. With some hearts. Green color, just like the Eagles. It's not Kelly Green, right? But it's close. Let's see. AJ3. Kamara is definitely an X factor for the Saints and that offense. Nothing for me. Ertz is crazy good. He is. He's starting to get a little pub, but he's still not. He still doesn't get enough. And I think a lot of people outside of the Eagles organization are going to say, just outsiders, oh, Kittle's better. He had one great year. Broke some records, with yardage and whatnot. But if I had to pick, who I think, obviously it's Travis Kelce 1, and it's like a 1A, 1B. I don't think Zach Ertz is that far behind, and that's honest truth. I know Travis Kelce's more like splashy, better dancer. He's more in the news. Gets more pub on SportsCenter more often. But sometimes you don't need to be that guy. But if you remember when you ended up winning the Super Bowl, who ended up coming up big, time and time again in that run in that year. So bad it hurt, Zach Ertz did. So sometimes you don't need to be that guy that's in the limelight all the time. But most NFL sport fanatics, right, like us, we know how good he is. I had to give him the nickname. If I give you a nickname, then obviously you're special. Fletcher Cox, that's a good one. Just did my fantasy draft, and I think I hit nice. That's awesome. I know a lot of people are starting to get into that. Jared Cook. So some of these names, you guys aren't even mentioning any of the ones almost I have on the list, and you're going to understand why. Taysom Hill. What up, Bills Mafia? Hopefully things are going great over there. Josh Allen is the future. I subscribe to you, bro. Thanks for the sub, bro. Nice. You guys are all subbing to each other's channels. That's awesome. So who are we talking about? Javon Wright. What to do, my guy? I don't see the Raiders succeeding in that division. Yeah, the only thing that you could hope for is maybe getting past the Broncos and getting third. You're not going to get past the Chargers and the Chiefs. And I think that one of those spots is the one wild card spot. So if you think about that, that only leaves, to me, like probably the Colts, if they outright win the AFC South, that's just one spot, right? And then if the Pittsburgh Steelers win the North, with Cleveland maybe, having a chance to have a spot, that means they're only people fighting for one spot are going to be the Texans, the Browns, Ravens in that division, right? And then who? The Bills and the Jets. That's like 4 or 5 teams for one spot because the Chargers, right, or the Chiefs, whoever has, the better record is, the winner, and the other is going to be in the playoffs. It's simple as that. So it just depends on who plays better, with the schedule as well. So let's see. Javier Uribe. Hey, man, how's it going? Everything's going great. Just watched Hard Knocks with the Raiders and my guy John Gruden. It definitely was exciting. Some injuries, but they are minor, and we have depth this year, so I'm not worried. The Bills, yes. Like I said, I'm starting to kind of fall in love with the Bills a little bit. Like I said, with the 49ers, because I like to dig deep. You know what I mean? And some guys, they're like, think that certain guys are homers, and it's cool to love your team, but it's also cool to be like a realist. And that's what you get from me. And that's why you guys come back to the channel. You guys respect what I have to say. We kind of go over, what we think. The Bills are really, really starting to grow on me. You know what I mean? And I could definitely see them, if it's not this year, you know what I mean, and they miss out and the Jets get it, or, one of those other teams, Cleveland, the Texans, they're not that far behind. I mean, they're getting scary close, and then pretty soon it's just going to be battling the Jets for position, to be able to get the better record to get it. Let's see here. Chargers and Chiefs wholeheartedly agree. Hey, man, I speak the facts. Add the Broncos in there, too. That is still a talented defense, but the offense, though. Joe Flacco or Joe Wacko? I'm going to the Broncos game on Thursday with my buddy. Huge Bronco fan. I'm going to be wearing a Von Miller jersey for him, okay? So that way that we can both be matching Von Miller and I can yell down at the players and try to get him some swag, right? The defense, right, should be nasty. Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, Chris Harris, amazing, right? You got Lindsey at running back and Royce Freeman, amazing. But when you get your guys, Sutton and Sanders, fighting each other, and Joe Flacco is a Band-Aid, you're not really going to compete to me. I mean, as great as that defense is, you need about 4 more guys, on that defense on Denver. You still probably would need like a Malik Jackson still there. You need some more depth. You would have needed Demaryius Thomas to be 5 years younger. Sanders not coming off an injury. You need more depth. Noah Fant kind of looked rusty. That's the future at tight end. You had Jake Butt. He couldn't stay healthy. This team, for Denver to be relevant, they need to have the John Elway, the Peyton Manning, a Russell Wilson-ish kind of quarterback to compete with Rivers and Mahomes. If not, you're fucked. Plain and simple. I mean, especially when you got guys like Carr who can be really, solid, like in that MVP year that we saw, and then he can be average. You know what I mean? Those two teams are definitely scaling back quite a bit to me, because I could see the Chargers or the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Can I see the Raiders or Broncos even getting to the playoffs? No, not this season. And that's not trying to be a hater. It's just facts. So Vic Fangio is going to have some fun. The discipline that he has, though, it might not, like Von Miller respects him, But what about the others? You know what I mean? Being strict on music and kind of being a stickler. If they win, it'll be all worth it. But if they don't, it might be like falling on deaf ears, going in one ear, out the other, regardless of what he did in Chicago. So something to think about. I think the biggest X factor is Curtis Samuel, because he's one of the fastest receivers in the league. Amazing playmaker, as we saw last year. DJ Moore as well. Let's see here. Demario Davis, the glue, a.k.a. the glue. That's a good one. Let's see here. As I'm scrolling down. True Dat. Who Dat? Panthers 11-5. Fight me. Well, you know what? I mean, it's when you guys have comments in here, it's like sometimes when I watch like Good Morning Football, they have a live stream at my work that I'm not supposed to be on, but sometimes I'll be on there. And I see the chat that's on there from a stream that's probably from overseas, and you got guys in the U.S., bantering about NFL and their teams. God, those guys are stupid. There are so many stupid, just, trolling, non-trolling, just kind of like, they don't know what they're talking about. They're just like in oblivious mode, or they're just like wishful thinking, hoping, you know what I mean? But you can definitely tell with NFL fans who knows their shit and who doesn't. It's just comical to me. Sometimes I just want to go in there and chat, but it's not even worth my time. Some of these guys, they just don't know. But like I said, Panthers 11-5 might be capable, because I know you went from 12-4 and 13-3, and I told you to scale it back a little bit. So you're listening, Javon. You're listening to your boy, but it also depends on some of the X factors I have on my list. Are you going to do an early playoff prediction? Well, I've pretty much been doing it, in almost all my streams, Jeremiah. So if you want me to go over it real quick, boom, right off the top, NFC East, Eagles, 11-5. They're winning the division, right? NFC West, Rams, 10-6, 11-5. They're winning the division, right? NFC North, I don't know. That's the only one I can honestly say. Could be Bears, right? Could be the Packers. Could be the Vikings. Even a Detroit team that no one has any faith in. Every 5 years, it seems like they win the division or get a wild card. This year, I don't feel that confident in that Lions team. So if I had to eliminate them, I would. The Vikings have probably the most well-rounded roster, offense and defense. The Packers have the best offense when healthy, but that's the problem. Rodgers can't stay healthy. At least he hasn't in the last couple years, right? And then the Bears have the most elite defense. What's going to happen? Vic Fangio leaving is going to be a factor. Montgomery at running back is a big factor. If he ends up winning like Rookie of the Year on offense, then the Bears are going to go back-to-back and win it, okay? And then for the NFC South, 3 Fs, the Highland Saints. They're winning the division. 11 or 12 wins. They're not going to go 14-2 or 13-3, right? And then wild card spots, you have a few teams. You'll have Atlanta and Carolina hoping. You'll have Seattle and the Niners hoping, and all those teams that I mentioned, the NFC North. And then I don't know if I really see Dallas, making it this year, especially if Zeke sits out. There's no chance in hell. You know what I mean? They got Dak, they got Zeke, they got Cooper. They're offering money. It might be too much drama. But as far as talent is concerned, Cowboys are definitely a team that could make a wild card and have one of those spots. So there you go. I'm just breaking it down for you. And then as we go to the AFC East, Patriots by default, right? Jets and Buffalo, definitely contenders for the wild card in my opinion. Pittsburgh is winning the AFC North with Cleveland possibly being one of those wild card teams. I think it's really possible. I think they leapfrog, obviously Cincinnati, and I think Baltimore scales back. I know Chafino and a few of you, that might be a little hurtful, but I just think the Browns roster might be a little bit better. I mean, they still may implode. I don't like Kitchens at head coach, so it kind of worries me a little, but I like Baker Mayfield a lot. And I think the progression with Chubb breaking out at running back, having 2 good wide receivers in Landry and Odell, right? Njoku at tight end, right? Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward. It's possible, right? And then obviously I got the Chiefs winning the division, Chargers getting the other wild card, and then the Colts winning the division, and then Houston battling for a spot. That's kind of how I see it. But I know I'm not going to be 100% right because some of these teams, right, from year to year, you're going to have new teams. It always is that way. There's always going to be those surprise teams. Who are the surprise teams this year? Is it the 49ers making the wild card? Is Seattle scaling back? Very possible. Do the Bills make a wild card? It's possible. It could happen. Tampa Bay. The only way that they make it is if, Jameis plays flawless and you have major injuries to the Saints, the Falcons, and the Panthers. And somehow they get to 9 wins by some freaking miracle, right? Not likely, but miracle. So there's all kinds of scenarios that could happen. So there you go. Off the top. Michael Pierpont. Bills winning the AFC East this year, calling it now. I don't think they're going to win that. Not with Tom Brady and Belichick. You know what I mean? Because the thing is N'Keal Harry will be able to supplement what Gronk is not giving you moving forward. He's going to be able to take a lot of those looks, Edelman, even though Sony Michel is banged up, which is a concern, with the play calling, with James White and everything that they have, that system in place. Every time that you always hope that, this is the year, the only way that they're going to scale back is that first year Tom or Bill are gone. Once Bill Belichick is gone, you'll have Josh McDaniels leading, the charge. And then if Tom's out, they got Stidham at backup, but he's not going to be the answer. They're going to need someone better. So, but that's my personal opinion. Every time you count them out, they still end up hanging around until I physically see it. Then that's what it's going to be. So, but I do see the Bills making a huge push, and I could see them maybe making the playoffs this season. That's big facts. Let's see. I can see, again, all depends on Cam's shoulder. Agreed. Drew Lock will take the job. I agree, but I'm not sure of how good he's going to be. Looked a little rusty. We're going to go see him here in Seattle. Let's see. Today's what? Tuesday? So I'm going to end up seeing him on Thursday. So I'm kind of excited for that. One more day of work, and then I go up there and I get to check him out. Heard Joe Flacco and Von Miller are going to play at least a series, so that's exciting. We thought it was going to be all the backups. But Locke and Fant will be something that you hear for years to come. But I'm not sure if I'm really sold on Locke as the guy moving forward. No. You know what I mean? He may not be the one. I was kind of hoping they were going to get like a Russell Wilson. If you got a Russell Wilson on that Denver team or a Russell Wilson after Breeze retired and went to the Nyland Saints, that's what you need. You need some elite talent. Not this Brock Osweilers, Trevor Simeons, Paxton Lynch's, right? Joe Flacco's, Drew Locks. Come on. If the Broncos want to get back to being relevant, they need better. That's big facts. Deshaun Hamilton going to be good. He'll be better. Yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously, we'll see what Sanders looks like. Cortland Sutton's going to be better. Obviously, he'll be leading the charge once Sanders is is off the team or depending on with the rotation. I mean, they're fighting each other like divas out there for playing time and position. I'm assuming him and Greg is 100% healthy, if not 8-8. Yeah, we'll see. Greg Olson is a big, but he has been banged up year in and year out. 7-9, Elliot Evans says, but we're getting the second seed behind the Saints in the division. That's what you can hope for. But as the season we're going in right now, I would say, Javon, I know you love Cam and you love your Panthers. I would say that most outsiders looking in, right, regardless of the Bucks, three-headed horse at coaching changes that they've made with Arians and Bowles, right, and Byron Leftwich calling the plays, they have them last. They have the Panthers third, right, because the concerns of Cam's shoulder, and they have the Falcons second. Most people have at this point. We have to see it. We have to be able to, when Cam says, I'm not right, that's not good. He didn't even lie. He didn't even lie and say, yeah, I'm good. And when quarterbacks do that, or I'm not injured, he's openly said, yeah, I'm not right. So we'll see when he'll be right. Falcons going to fall off a ledge again. Possibly. But the year that they went to the Super Bowl, no one expected it. And they were getting all their guys back healthy. Freeman at running back, Deion Jones, amazing player, Keanu O'Neal on the back end. Matt Ryan's a stud, Calvin Ridley, Julio. It's going to be a wild NFC South. 10-13 wins for the Eagles this year. Yeah, if I had to predict, I'd say 11-5. Whooping that ass in that division, beating up the Giants, beating up the Redskins, and then depending if Zeke and Dak, all those guys come back, maybe you split with them. But probably 5-1 or 4-2 in the division. I love the Eagles, and I'm a Bucks fan. I'm real. Saints 14-2. Unrealistic expectations with your boy Breeze at 40 years old. They will not go 14-2. I can bet all the money in the world. I'd be shocked if they went 14-2. I like the roster a lot. Think that they can go to the NFC Championship game with the Eagles fly with the Nolans Saints. But I think they scale back a little. Maybe 11-5, 12-4, 14-2. You got to realize how good of a team you have to be 14-2. Maybe if Mark Ingram was still there. Mark Ingram, because Murray is not as good as Ingram, right? And if you maybe had a few more weapons at wide receiver, but I do like Jared Cook there. And then you have some other guys that might be able to break out, but we'll see what Ted Ginn does as well. And you got, can't guard Mike. But if he gets doubled or triple teamed, AK-41 isn't going to be able to bail you out every game, or Jared Cook, or Breeze. Your defense is going to have to bail you out too. And you have elite coaching. But 14-2, a little aggressive. I mean, that's wishful thinking. You know what I mean? Best case scenario, right? But I don't think so. I feel I'm a little bit more of a realist. I'm not right all the time, but I think I have a pretty good gauge. Let's see. Jeremiah Burras, guess I got to start watching more. Big facts. Watch me. That's my minimum. Unless the injury bug stops in Philly. It will. Hopefully it'll end with Joe Osman. Me being completely unbiased, NFC South Saints 12-4, Panthers 10-6, Falcons 8-8, Bucks 5-11. So you see how you keep going down like a win? You went from 13-3, Javon, then 12-4. Then you're listening to me. Yeah, maybe we won't be as good, but maybe we can still make a run. 11-5. Now you're going down to about 10-6, and that's realistic. You know what I mean? I would put the Saints at maybe 11 or 12, but 10-6 for the Panthers, or 10-6 for the Falcons, or 8-8. For the Panthers, and 10-6, vice versa. 10-6 or 8-8, Panthers or Falcons. You can flip-flop those numbers and records. Very possible. I mean, it looks kind of right when you're looking at it, right? When you're looking at it on paper. Bucks could end up winning as many as 7. Maybe overachieve and win a little more. We'll see. It'll be tough. X-Factor player, LaShawn McCoy, if he has a bounce-back season. Watch out. Sixing, Dem Boys, fancying Dak as a top 5 quarterback in the league. Take Zeke off the offense, and we'll see if they say the same thing. Right, sixing. But think about this. I had this discussion with Marcus and a few other people too. Right, Zeke is a better player than Dak Prescott. 110%, right? Is Dak Prescott worth 30, 35 million a year? No. But for the Cowboys, he is. Because picture the scenario. If you have Dak, no Zeke, Cooper, and the offensive line healthy, and the defense, right? You might be able to squeak out 6 to 9 wins. Somehow, some way, with the playbook. Kellen Moore is going to be calling the plays, right? Former Boise State quarterback. He will do a great job for that Cowboy organization. Even with no Zeke, they could stay afloat, at least temporarily, right? Depending on how bad the Giants are, that could be 2 wins, even with no Zeke, right? Redskins, might be able to get 2 wins there. with the quarterback controversy with McCoy, and, you got Haskins, and you got plenty of people, competing for the job there as well. Case Keenum, right? But then obviously with the Eagles, that's where it kind of ends, You're not going to be able to beat up on them with no Zeke. But picture the other scenario. Imagine Zeke, the O-line, Cooper, and everyone on the defense is there, but no Dak, right? You go from a team that's going to win 6 to maybe 9 games, right? Best case scenario, to how many with no Dak? Who's the backup to Dak? Most people don't even know. I mean, you're going 5 wins or less with no Dak Prescott, because he has to have his hands on the ball. As much as people hate him and he's horrible in the red zone, he is a winner. You know what I mean? He does find a way to win. He uses his legs. He's not the most accurate, right? But they need to have someone to be able to have the ball in their hands. So even though Zeke's a better player, Dak is more valuable because of the people that they don't have behind him, if that makes sense. So, you have to there's a give and take with the money. The running backs are getting disrespected. That's why these people are drafting, running backs in the 3rd round, 4th round, and think they can just throw a guy in. But when you get production like AK-41, Alvin Kamara, in the 3rd round, and now he's a top 4 running back in the league, that's why these running backs are getting disrespected. If you get top 5 running back like Saquon and Zeke, at some point you're going to not get the money that you want. And you're going to hold out, or there's going to be an issue. But that's what you have to look at. You just can't look at it from just a hater point of view, right? I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Patriots. Zeke's way better than Dak. Dak sucks, right? But for that team to stay afloat, think about how many wins you can get with Dak playing or with Zeke only playing. It's a huge difference to me. You're definitely swinging 3-4 wins with Dak in the lineup, and you're going backwards 3 or 4 without Dak in the lineup. Zeke can't play quarterback and running back. You know what I mean? If you have a crappy quarterback, Zeke isn't going to be able to get 30 carries a game and be able to get you 3 touchdowns every game to keep you afloat to 500. It's just not going to happen. His body will break down, and that's big facts. So that's the perspective as a sport fanatic that you have to look at. Zeke, much better of a player, amazing player, leading the league in rushing 2 times out of 3 years. Could have probably did it all 3 years. Arguably he's the best running back in the league. Run CMC will say, otherwise. Alvin Kamara will say otherwise. Saquon will say otherwise. Le'Veon Bell will say otherwise, right? Todd Gurley, when he was healthy, would say otherwise. But, everyone has their opinion. They should get rid of McCoy, their breakout players, easily. Yeldon. I like Yeldon. Saints 14-2, that's too high. Panthers 9-7, Falcons 8-8, Bucks 5-11. Everything looks pretty decent there on your little prediction there, but the Saints, I know you love your team, but they ain't not going 14-2, and I love them. So that's just being real. 14-2 is a lot of wins. You got to think there's a lot of parity in the league. There'll be a lot of tough games. You know what I mean? So that means if you go 14-2, essentially what you're saying is you're going to go undefeated in the dome, right? You're going to go 8-0, right? And then you're going to go 6-2 on the road. Think about how hard it is to win on the road. Gonna be some tough games. NFC South, lots of parity. Even though that the Saints might be the best team in the division, they're not leaps and bounds better than the Panthers and the Falcons, in my opinion. They may be better, but that doesn't mean that the Panthers can't win at home, or the Falcons can't win at home, or some by God-given luck that the Bucks win a game at home. Divisional games are tough. That's why you don't see teams go 6-0 in a division very often, because of the parity in the NFL. That's why we like it. Zeke is leaving Dallas. Don't think it's going to work. He's not. They'll sign him. He's way too valuable. It's Seth Dodden. I'm back. What up, Who Dat Nation? Saints. Tried that, but all I get is worry about Wentz staying healthy. Yeah, and then I get these, these trolling guys, that the only thing that they can say is wheelchair Wentz. Come on, man. Be a little bit more original than that. And then when he starts whooping ass and going 11-5 and then winning the divisions, Damon P. Aquadio and all the Eagles fans will have the last laugh. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the Saints are stronger this year, so I could see them getting the same record or even better. Zeke going back home to Ohio. Marcus, yo, what it do, baby? Did you watch Hard Knocks? I did. It was lit. Let's see here. Seth Dodd 13-3. Saints, Falcons 10-6, 9-7. Panthers, Bucks 5-11. That's a pretty realistic one. I mean, like I said, every division is going to be different, but that one doesn't look too bad. But I don't think the Saints are going to win 13 games, personally. I think they'll step back a little. Still win the division, though. Let's see here. Busy bus. What were the Panthers last year? Uh-oh. Let's see here. They never acknowledge flaws in their team. It's always, we damn boys. We got Dak. We America's team. We perfect because we damn boys. Is that about right? Sixing? Did I nail that? Oh, man. Let's see here. Redskins winning to East. Marcus Hill, Northwest Sports Fanatic, showing his pride with his Redskins. HTTR. Just remember what the Panthers did at the end of last season. Right. But also, too, Cam couldn't throw the ball downfield because he was injured. That's why Run CMC's stats were piling up. If you look at the highlight reel from like week 10 on, almost every pass Cam made was like a 1-yard dump, 1-yard screen. But they did play decent, you know what I mean? But the shoulder is going to be key. And I'm just scrolling down the list. I'm getting close so I can start my list with y'all. But you guys got so many comments. Troll Patrol, fly, Orion, fly. Damn right. Fly, Eagles, fly. Yo, Marcus. Chafino says, what up to you? Redskins 10-6. Well, now, Marcus is trolling right now because he damn well knows the Redskins are not going 10-6. We've had this conversation already. Marcus thinks, I would assume, 5-11. But, I mean, if you go 10-6, that would mean to me a lot of the other teams in the division get beat up, and Haskins starts by at least week 5, and then things go amazingly well. But we'll see. Jordan Rodriguez, yo, what up, Orion? Love the rookie video today, man. Awesome. Yeah, me and Marcus tried to put something together for you guys. Deep dive, not like all the others that are out there that can just say the obvious. Me and Marcus will put our heads together and come up with a fantastic video. Let's see. Third string QB ripped Saints defense apart on the last game. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything, though. Redskins 6-10, Marcus. Michael Pierpont. Brian was set my guy. Darius Geis is going to be good. Yeah, I agree. Not as good as Miles Sanders, though. But Geis is going to have more of an opportunity to be the lead back. Yeah, you have AP. Miles Sanders is crowded. They got the new world order, brother. They got so many running backs. It's like the NWO, black and white. They got, 6? How are they going to rotate all those guys? But what I do like is if Jordan Howard, depending on how he plays, you can go Jordan Howard 1, Miles Sanders 2. I like Miles Sanders a lot. When we fire Gruden and Snyder, sell the team, it's over for y'all, Marcus. With the laugh emoji. Elliot Evans says, Redskins 16-0. Miles Sanders is going to be insane next season. Oh, I know he is. Tough act to follow for Saquon Barkley. But obviously Jordan Howard will probably get at least the initial start. You know what I mean? For as big as he is and when they brought him over. But I do like the 1-2 combo of those two and all the rest of the other 4 that you got, including Darren Sproles for a year, right? NFC rivalries are great. Darius Geis not better than Miles Sanders. I don't know. Geis was really sexy, at LSU. We'll see. Geis just tore his ACL. I'll give him a year. Yeah, but he tore it early. It's like preseason. So he might be ready. It just depends on all those cuts. We'll have to kind of see. Kellen Moore is a Mustang from Prosser, Washington, a local small football town. He knows the game. That's one thing that, I do a lot of research on, guys. I watched him at Boise State. He is really smart. Like I said, for him to be able to call plays, obviously they need to have all the guys signed and no drama, no extra, distractions. But I think he's going to do a great job. And then at some point, he's going to be able to, either move on or having other coaching opportunities. But this is the first start for him, and I think he'll do a great job at OC. Just because I'm not biased, I don't have any personal hate towards the Cowboys, but I know Kellen Moore and the way he thinks and prepares and all the things that I've read and watched about him. I think he'll succeed. I think he'll be one of those guys. And Marcus says, saying things like that get you drug tested at work. Pee in this cup. Oh, man, that's funny. Let's see here. McCoy is the biggest X factor in my opinion. Who you think? Singletary. Orion, I know this is a long shot, but what would your reaction be like if the Saints go 16-0? Chat can answer if they want. Well, we haven't had a team go undefeated since, 72 Dolphins? So, almost the Patriots almost did it, and, when they lost to the Giants. But, yeah, the chances of any team, period, going 16-0 is like less than 1% to me. I just don't – there's too much parity in the league. You know what I mean? You'd be lucky if teams even get to 15-1. When I see teams go 15-1, I get kind of excited, but it's unlikely. It's really tough to win all those games and to be injury-free. That's what derails a lot of teams. It's not necessarily bad coaching all the time, right? It's injuries. Guys got more talent in one leg than Sanders, but I like Sanders. Geis better. Marcus, preaching. If he's getting the reps, I hope he does. All right, I'm getting close to the bottom here so I can start my list. I still haven't been able to do it, and I'm 40 minutes in. You can see the jump cut that Miles Sanders did. Yeah, I've seen a lot of tape, and I watched him in college. So do you have your X Factors, Northwest Sports Fanatics? I do. Ryan, you nailed it. You damn boys. We got Dak. We got Amari. We damn boys. Super Bowl. All the way. Something like that. I've heard a few of them Cowboy fans. So I'm kind of I think I got it on point. I think I might have to record that for some kind of Dallas Cowboy preview video. Let's see here. Who do you think is better, Keep Pounding or Who Dat? Who is that to me personally? I mean, are you talking about fan base or just the team? Let's see here. Stone Cold Steve Austin was on First Take. Yeah, he has a new show coming out with a lot of different athletes. I'm definitely watching every episode. I love Stone Cold. I know Dale Earnhardt Jr., Redskins supporter is going to be on there. They got Impractical Jokers. Some of the cast is on there. It's going to be an awesome show. I can't wait to watch it. Let's see here. I'm almost getting caught up. Let's see here. Cam, Soldier Voice. Cam? Drake? Oh, man. The solution, Mr. Walk It to him. Last time I seen a team go 15-1 was with the Panthers. Right. But, I mean, since then, have you seen a team go 15-1? Exactly. Eagles fans, y'all funny. Where Damon at? Oh, he's in here. All right, you guys ready? I'm finally caught up. I can finally start my list. I scrolled all the way down, acknowledged everybody. I got a great show now. 41 minutes in, and I finally get to the topics because you guys are the greatest fan base on YouTube, period. You guys aren't no dummies like I see on Good Morning Football's chat with some of the people that are in there. Hopefully you guys aren't in there. I would have saw you guys. Big facts. Are you guys ready? Here we go. 10 biggest X Factors players 2019 by me. One half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Time for the list. No honorable mentions. Period. Okay? If you want me to give you one sleeper, I'll give you a sleeper, not even an honorable mention. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's a guy, he needs to be able to, fix the issues that he has with accuracy in the pocket. If he does, they get past Cleveland, the Bengals, right? And they're in that hunt for that wild card. But if he doesn't, they scale all the way back to third in the division. So I'm not really big on Lamar. Like I said, I think he'll be better than Josh Rosen, which isn't saying a lot. But I think Darnold, Josh Allen, and Baker are leaps and bounds ahead of him. But the thing that he has working for him, he's got an amazing coach and Coach Harbaugh. So we'll see. But that's my sleeper, Lamar Jackson. If he takes his game to the next level, you're going to see them compete. Are they going to beat Pittsburgh? No. All right? Chafino, I know that hurts, but it's the reality. If you had Baker Mayfield, right, on the Ravens, you would feel different. If you had Sam Darnold on the Ravens, you would feel different. If you had Josh Allen on the Ravens, you would feel different. But you got to stick with your guy, okay? And that's what you have to do as a fan. But there's a chance that he can get better. But remember, he's kind of a project quarterback. He isn't one of those thoroughbreds. He ain't one of those like Budweiser horses in the commercials at Christmas time. He's not a thoroughbred. Project quarterback, okay? That's the real deal. Big facts. Other people will let you know. Number 10. 10 biggest X Factor players going into 2019 based off what I think. All right? Now, this is going to be based off progression, right? Timing in the pocket. Being able to eliminate the bonehead mistakes. Listening to your coach. Not throwing off your back foot, right? Being able to take the next step for your franchise. Being a leader, right? And stepping up for New York. And also being a leader in Tampa and stop stealing crab legs. I'm talking about Sam Darnold and Jameis Winston. Depending on their progression and how they go this season, the efforts that they make, putting in the time, getting better at making the reads. Decision making is key, right? If that happens, the Bucs have a shot to surprise the Panthers and Falcons and somehow, some way, get to 9 wins and be in the hunt for a wild card. Will it happen? It's not likely, but it could. If Jameis Winston plays great, Pro Bowl level, they're making the playoffs this season, especially with that coaching staff. Arians, Bowles, Byron Leftwich. Okay? And then obviously with Sam Darnold, I feel the same way, but I feel that they're a little bit ahead. You got Le'Veon Bell. I got Peyton Barber and Ronald Jones. Not the same, right? They got better pieces surrounding the team. They got Jamal Adams. I don't have a Jamal Adams. I wish I had a Jamal Adams. I got a Devin White, but no Jamal Adams. They got a C.J. Mosley, right? And then you got a Quinnen Williams. I got a Sue, right, and a Vea, but I like the way the Jets are going. They're going to be competing for a playoff spot this season. Don't be surprised if Le'Veon Bell wins the rushing title this year. I said it. Don't be surprised if Le'Veon Bell wins the rushing title this year. He can do it. Dual threat. I like him a lot. This team is going somewhere. They're going to be relevant for years to come. And guess what? I love the jerseys. Everyone clowns on the jerseys. I love the helmet change. I love the jerseys. Bring the swag. Here we go. Lay off my guy, Jameis. Yeah, Jameis, not so famous. You need to get his ass off the team. Give him the Reggie Roby. Give him the boot. Number 9. Number 9 is an X factor that I believe if this quarterback plays great, right, they're going to be able to make the wild card. Are they going to beat Pittsburgh for the division in the AFC North? No. But Marcus thinks that he's capped out. I don't think so. I think that there's room to get better. Me and Marcus are usually pretty good at evaluating talent. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes Marcus is right. Sometimes he's wrong. I'm talking about quarterback Baker Mayfield. I don't think that he's capped out just yet. Yes, Josh Allen might have more potential, right? But also, too, Josh Allen had, more interceptions than touchdowns, so there's more room to grow, stronger arm. But obviously Baker and his swag, it all depends on his work ethic, right? And how hard he puts the team on his back to be able to have that defense rally so they're not on the field as often. But I like Baker Mayfield a lot, and I don't think that he's capped out personally. I think there's room to grow and get better. Number 9, Baker Mayfield, the best beer chugger quarterback in the NFL. Come at me. He'll just bite it with his teeth. He'll do it. Number 8. Number 8 is a quarterback that has problems with consistency. Okay? If he's consistent, they're going to win the NFC North. They have the most well-balanced team on offense and defense there. Marcus is used to this quarterback. He knows how disciplined this guy is. He's got a great regimen, right? He's disciplined. But his problem is he pads his stats kind of towards the end, right? And he makes a lot of bonehead mistakes, fumbles in the red zone, and then you lose the game. But if this guy has a great season this year, this team is going to win the division at 11-5. I'm talking about Skol, the Minnesota Vikings, and Kirk Cousins. If Kirk Cousins elevates his game and has a better rapport with his receivers, his tight end, Rudolph, right, the red nose, tight end, right, red nose, and red zone, Thielen and Diggs are going to be able to get it, right? And then the defense is pretty solid. Look for Harrison Smith to kind of get back to where he was a couple years ago. Xavier Rhodes, hopefully to, right, lock things up. Rhodes closed. But it all depends on Kirk Cousins. If Kirk Cousins plays great, they go 11-5. If he plays mediocre, 7-9, 8-8, and they miss the playoffs again. And they underachieve, and everyone that's representing the Skol is disappointed. That's big facts. Number 7. Number 7 is a quarterback that has had a significant injury. We saw him go down early, right? It usually takes a year or two for that leg to heal, right? Sleeper team in the NFC. I could see this team passing Seattle if everything goes right. We saw the emergence of Kittle. They got a pretty nice defense. They drafted Nick Bosa. I like this team a lot. Maybe not as much as the Jets or the Bills, but I like them, and I like the direction where they're going with Kyle Shanahan. I'm talking about our boy, Jimmy G, and the Garoppolo effect, Jimmy Garoppolo. If he can get over the injury and find a way to stay healthy, I think Jimmy Garoppolo could lead this team to a surprise wild card spot in the division. I know it may be a year or two early, but always we have teams that are, towards the bottom that make a big push. Seattle lost a lot of pieces. Kyler Murray, I feel, is going to be a great quarterback, but they don't have enough as a team, as a whole, on both sides of the ball just yet. Okay? And then the Rams may scale back with Gurley's injury. Look for Jimmy G to take this team to playoff contention, possibly a wild card. Number 7, Jimmy G. Number 6. Number 6 is kind of like number 10, like Sam Darnold and Jameis Winston. It's all about progression, right? He's got the strongest arm in football, and he's not named Patrick Mahomes. They are top 2. I really like this quarterback a lot. Marcus loves him as well. I'm talking about Bills Mafia and Josh Allen. If Josh Allen can learn to dominate with his legs and with his arm, make better decisions, he's got better weapons now around, Cole Beasley, right? John Brown, stable of running backs, good defense, right? Ed Oliver up front, Edmonds, Micah Hyde, Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer. The list goes on. I like Josh Allen at number 6. If he plays great, there's a chance for them to go 9-7 and actually make the playoffs. I think the most upside, the best case scenario, 10-6. And I really think that could be possible this season. Buffalo Bills, Bills Mafia, Josh Allen, number 6. Number 5 right now is in holdout. If this running back does not get into camp and does not join his roster, this team does not make the AFC Championship game, in my opinion, right? They have Eckler, right? They have a few others, Jackson. But they need the three-headed horse. You need Phillip Rivers to be healthy, right? Player for player, the defense is one of the best in the league when healthy. Joey Bosa, when healthy. Melvin Ingram, when healthy. Derwin James, my favorite safety in the league right now, besides Jamal Adams. They're nice, but they need this guy, Melvin Gordon, to be there. X factor. If he gets there, right, they have a great chance to make the AFC Championship game. And depending on what happens to the Patriots, they could legitimately make the Super Bowl. My favorite teams in the AFC, Patriots by default, Chiefs, Chargers, Colts, Pittsburgh. Simple as that. Melvin Gordon's in. Deep run. Melvin Gordon's out. You can make the playoffs still without Melvin Gordon, but you're not going to go as far as you think. You might get clipped by Pittsburgh, the Colts, New England, maybe even Cleveland. I mean, who knows? Jets or Buffalo. It's going to be tough without Melvin Gordon. You need to have him in camp. He means everything to that roster. You saw when he didn't play last season towards the end how they went down the shitter. They say running backs are replaceable. Melvin Gordon isn't. He's not. Number 5, Melvin Gordon. Number 4, this individual has a shoulder injury. If that didn't even just give up the answer, then you already know who I'm talking about. If this guy is healthy, the team could go 10-6, 11-5, and go to the wild card and possibly push the New Orleans Saints in the division. But if he doesn't stay healthy, right, they're a 500 ball club. They're 8-8, 7-9. That's big facts. He means everything to this team, right? If you want Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore and Run CMC and the rest of the guys to take it to the next level, you need him to stay healthy. Number 4, it's important. I have him top 4. Talking about Cam Newton. It's important. If Cam Newton's healthy, they go to the playoffs more than likely, or they're very close if they miss it. You know, if he's there, 100% healthy. With Run CMC, going to be the amazing player that I know he is, with Luke Kuechly and the rest of the squad. You got Jerry McCoy up front, added to the roster from the Bucs. 10-6 and 11-5 with a healthy Cam Newton is possible. Without Cam Newton 100%, you go down at least 3 wins. I mean, that's big facts. So that's important for them to get him right. All right? Cam Newton, number 4. Number 3, another guy that has injuries in his career. He means everything to this roster. If he stays healthy, 11-5, you win the NFC East. If you go down with an injury, the Cowboys will take over and win the division, which it doesn't happen 2 years in a row. So he means everything to this roster. I mean, they're going to be dancing, right? Just getting crazy once the game 1 is done. This guy means everything to this team. I have them going to the NFC Championship game, winning the NFC East. I'm talking about Mr. Walk It To Him, Carson Wentz. He means everything to this roster. You don't have Nick Foles to help you out. He's on the Jags now. He means everything for the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. He stays healthy for the full season. You guys are going to the NFC Championship game, more than likely the Super Bowl if it's not the Saints. If he gets banged up, that dream is gone, and you got to wait till next year. Very important. One of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, period. Carson Wentz. Mr. Walk It To Him. Number 2, this player is very important to this team. Same division. I'm not talking about Dak Prescott. I'm not talking about Amari Cooper. I'm talking about the guy in Mexico drinking Mai Tais or whatever the hell he's drinking. Hopefully he's working out. Led the league in rushing 2 out of the last 3 years. Important to this roster. If Zeke is there, you're a playoff team. You're in the hunt. 10 wins, 9 wins. Without Zeke, yeah, Ezekiel Elliott, 8-8 or worse. I mean, you're probably looking at like 5 to 7 wins without Zeke. You're going down, okay? And then that leaves room for another team to make the playoffs, whether it be 2 teams in the NFC South, And then you got to look at the rest of the rosters. There's going to be 2 teams from the NFC West, but you may only have 1 in the NFC East. Which one will it be? Carson Wentz staying healthy? Zeke holding out for the whole year? Zeke getting in the building? Questions to be kind of answered. We don't know the answers just yet. And number 1, the biggest X factor in 2019, based off his age, if that didn't give it away, Tom Brady. If Tom Brady plays like Tom Brady, and we've seen him before, all right, they're going to be able to make an AFC Championship game again, and maybe the Super Bowl again. And even though they would be the underdog if they're playing someone in the NFC, you know, the Saints or the Eagles or the Rams or whoever it is, right? They'll still think that they can win. And at the end of the day, they might. I mean, we haven't seen, you know, a player like him, coach like Belichick, system in place. He's old as hell, but he still finds a way to get it done. Until he gets clipped, we're not going to know. Number 1, Tom Brady. So let's go over the list again. Number 10, Sam Darnold, Jameis Winston. Number 9, Baker Mayfield. Number 8, Kirk Cousins. Number 7, Jimmy Garoppolo. Number 6, Josh Allen. Number 5, Melvin Gordon. Number 4, Cam Newton. Number 3, Mr. Walk It To Him, Carson Wentz. Number 2, Zeke. Number 1, Tom Brady. If you guys have any other, you know, list, comment below how you think I did. I went over this list 7 times at work before I came up with this list. It was that tough for me because I wanted to get them in the right order, and I had to take certain guys off the list. But I feel based off what these players mean to the teams, you need these players to make the Super Bowl, make the playoffs, or just be relevant. It just depends on who you are. Tom Brady, with no Tom Brady, do they go to the AFC Championship game? No. Without Zeke, do you make the playoffs? No. Without Carson Wentz, do you make the playoffs? No. Without Cam Newton, are you a playoff team, a relevant team? No. Melvin Gordon, can you make the playoffs without him? Yes. But will you make the AFC Championship game? No. Without Josh Allen progressing, will they have a chance for the AFC East crown or to get a wild card? No. Jimmy Garoppolo, if he ends up being banged up, re-injures his knee, right? Do they have enough, as the backups showed last year, to hang? They can hang, but you're not going to win the NFC West with a backup to Jimmy Garoppolo. That's big facts. Number 8, Kirk Cousins. Consistency. Do you really think that if he isn't consistent and they have a great team on both sides of the ball, they're still going to win? Hell no. Not with the Packers and Bears in the division and the surprise Lions. Not going to happen. Toughest division to predict. Number 9, Baker Mayfield. New coach, new system. Kitchens, you know, he has a good relationship with him, but Kitchens is an OC, not an HC. So we'll see how that works out. If Baker plays great, possible 9, 10, 11 win season. If he regresses and plays bad, right, goes backwards, fights with Odell and Jarvis, and then the defense sucks or gets injured, Myles Garrett gets injured or Ward, you know, they're going to be a 500 ball club, and they're going to have to wait till next year. Sam Darnold and Jameis Winston. If you want to be able to climb out of that hole and be relevant, you know, the Jets are further along with the pieces they have, and Jameis Winston can surprise the world if he can clean up his act, but I'm not sure if he can do that on or off the field. Bruce Arians has a tough job as a mentor to do so. So that is the list. So I'll go back in the comments here as I went over my list, and you guys can let me know what you thought. But let's see what you guys said. Did I get the list right? Did I get it wrong? What do you guys think? All right, let's see here. To the list, 6 Inc. Northwest Sports Fanatics Fam Troll Patrol. Gang, gang, gang. Chafino, he looks better throwing the ball now. Jackson's going to be walking around like a 70-year-old after the season. He got better every year passing at Louisville, so we'll see. Agreed. Let's see here. Now, that's facts. Jameis Winston isn't in my top 32 QBs. Well, you know what? He might not be in mine either. Just, you know, if you're not, a good person on and off the field, it's really hard for me to respect you. You know what I mean? And then keep making these dumb mistakes over and over. I just think it's a lost cause with him, and he needs to go to another team, and maybe a team with, more discipline, can get him turned around. But I don't think he's the future. And even if he has a fluke season and they go 9-7 and they make the wild card first time since 2007, I still wouldn't want him. That shows you how much, how strongly I feel. If I go 9-10 wins and make the wild card and Jameis plays great, throws for 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns and 11 picks, I still don't want him. You can have him. I don't want those crab legs. Okay? You can take them. Lay off my guy Jameis. Jameis, crab legs, Winston. He's a clown. He's very ass, Elliot Evans says. That beautiful midnight green, the Kelly green, midnight green. I love it. True. Without Baker, that offense is definitely not elite. That's big facts. Baker's amazing to me. I don't think he's capped out. Marcus thinks so, but I'm not truly sold on that just yet. That's a W. Let's go. Eat one today. Yeah, let's not. Oregon's finest. Rogers is the best. No. Cousins. Baker capped out. He ain't getting no better. Sorry. Well, see, that's one thing that we disagree on. We normally agree almost on everything. So we'll see as it goes forward. But you can't blame Marcus if it ends up being Kitchen's fault. I got to get a better coach for him to be able to progress. So if Baker regresses or doesn't get a whole lot better, it's because of the coaching. I need better coaching than Kitchens because that's the one thing I don't like. But I don't think he's capped out. Maybe we'll have to wait a few years for him to be able to take the next step in his game. But, I mean, I can see him throwing for 4,000 yards at some point. 35 touchdowns, maybe 15 to 17 picks. I could see it, I don't think he's going to be a 28 touchdown kind of guy the rest of his career, especially with some of these old timers going to be retiring pretty soon. But we'll see. One thing we disagree at, but we'll see. We'll see who's right. You know what I mean? I hope I'm right just for the fact because I want Baker to be better. It'll help the league. Hopefully he doesn't cap out. But I don't like Kitchens, so you might have gotten me there. Let's see here. You hate that? You like that? Cousins playing good. See, Garofalo. Cousins is dumpster juice. I don't know if he's dumpster juice. You see what he did to the Vikings? Hello. Nathan Peterman, best player of all time. Yeah, agreed. Josh Allen, good choice. Tube FN. I got school tomorrow. Uh-oh. Yeah, baby. Go Bills. John Roberts. Bills Mafia. RIP to the summer. Josh Allen is going to be better than Baker and Darnold combined. Ooh, that is a hot take. Javon Wright, what? Zeke, I got school next Wednesday. So you're sleeping. Next Wednesday. I thought you said this. Oh, Elliot, you do. Okay. Let's see here. Gordon. Elliot, how old are you? He said, 15. He said, I'm 16. Nobody pushing the Saints. So thank God I'm in college and it starts in 3 weeks, but that means we only have breaks on Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, MLK, Mardi Gras, and spring break. I'm glad that you put Mardi Gras in there. That's definitely important. Definitely got to have Mardi Gras. R.I.P. Hope you lived your best life this summer. Cam's health is a mystery. It sure is. I got soccer practice from this week till November. Bleh. But you can watch us. We'll be putting out some fire videos. NFL season's going to be lit. Eagles are good. Can't wait for the Eagles-Bills game. Going to be a battle. Yeah, hella out of shape. Let's see, Redskins. Redskins 19-0. Brady to GOAT. Let's see here. I'm an assist man, Elliot Evans says. And they say, let's see, John Roberts killed the list, Orion. Great picks. Thank you. I took a lot of pride in it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was sitting with my buddy Greg at work, and I made about 7 revisions to the list on note cards and kept tearing them up, and I made them in about 10 minutes, and I just kept revising it, and he was looking at me like I was just some crazy person, but I have to get it right, based off how I feel the importance of that player and what the impact would be if the player doesn't play good or is injured or plays horrible. It's definitely going to be a big difference, especially with Cam Newton. It's like you're going from a playoff team potentially to, maybe a 500 ball club or maybe as bad as a 5-11 team, like a traditional Bucks team. Even with Curtis Samuel and with, DJ Moore and the progressions that you have. I mean, like I said, Cam is everything to that roster, touching the football. They need him to be able to, be in the pocket and just be out there, be visible. Let's see here. I said Rodgers the best beer chugger. Did you see the Bucks game? I did. I did see the Bucks game. It was funny. Around Orion's age. Old as shit. Is that how old we are? Is that what age we're saying? Troll Patrol. What about Dangerous? Yeah. Dangerous is definitely, could be a guy that it means a lot to the team. Without Russell Wilson and all those losses, on the team, I mean, you go from a team that potentially Russ can carry on his back, 9 wins, all the way to probably, a 4-win team? 2-win team? 1-win team? I mean, no Earl, right? No Frank Clark, no Jaron Reed. You got Carson and Penny, and, I love Tyler Lockett. I love him a lot. You know what I mean? Moore is starting to progress, but yeah, definitely Dangerous would have been, another one that, you definitely could put on the list for sure. It's just some of the other ones that I have since he's just healthy and there's no issues with him. He's got a Sierra, at his house. He got kids. Everything is good. But with Tom Brady's age, Zeke in the holdout, Wentz being injury prone supposedly, he was, but I think he'll be, moving forward, he'll be okay. Cam with the injury to his shoulder, Melvin Gordon with the holdout, Josh Allen with his progressions, right? Jimmy G with the injury, Kirk Cousins inconsistency, Baker with the new coach and progressing further, and the same thing with Darnold and Jameis. I mean, some of those are just as impactful, to me. But definitely, that was a great one. Russell Wilson, Danger Russ, means everything to that roster. But like I said, every team, like me and Marcus were talking about, have a run about 4 to 5 years, and once that run is over, usually the team has to rebuild and start over. And they haven't did a full rebuild. They're hanging with Russell Wilson since he's an awesome, elite, top 5 quarterback in the league. In most people's eyes, especially based off age, if you were starting a franchise, who would you want? A lot of people would want Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, those type of guys. But yeah, definitely dangerous. Troll Patrol, you hit that one on the head. Great job. Allen chugged a beer fast as shit after he won a home run derby at Micah Hyde's charity softball event was gangster. And the only person that would possibly know that information would be who? John Roberts. # Bills Mafia. And that's why you send me the crazy, articles and, videos of Bills Mafia. That way I can get a little smarter, too. Wagner, too. Yeah, without Wagner, that defense, the defense is thin as shit as it is already. But without him, who are they stopping? Without Wagner on that defense, they might be as bad as Kansas City defense last year. Maybe even worse. Wagner had 2 missed tackles all season. Unbelievable. Damon P. Aquadio didn't realize I wasn't in this chat. There he is. I was wondering where you were. So I like the Hawks, too, being from the Northwest. Northwest, baby. Gotta love it. Yeah. I think Russell Wilson, though, is kind of, I'm not sure if they're ever going to get back to those Legion of Boom days. Did you see that Vince McMahon blew up SmackDown script 90 minutes before the show? I haven't watched SmackDown yet because I was watching Hard Knocks with the Oakland Raiders, but it's on my DVR. And as soon as I'm done with this stream here, probably in a few minutes, I'm going to go work out, and then I'll probably watch SmackDown, stay up till midnight, do some more research, watch some more video, and then go from there. Stuck between the Bills, Titans, Bengals, and Jags for a Madden 20 franchise team. Well, Damon, if I was going to do that based off you being, an Eagles guy, fly Eagles fly, obviously, you would either be, if you're wanting to go with like Nick Foles, someone you're familiar with, you could go Jags, right? But I think if you're wanting to go for fun factor, I think I would go Bills. They got a lot of pieces. Cole Beasley, right? John Brown, up and coming, strong elite defense. I don't have it yet either. I need to get it. I need to get Madden. I need to get on that. See, now I'm getting messages. Now I'm probably getting friendship probation because I just said I don't have Madden, and they're messaging me now. Okay, looks like Marcus was watching, and I'm getting John Roberts says I'm doing the live stream, and he's tweeting me information on the phone. Okay, I see you. Dodgers 2, Cardinals 1, top of the 7th, Clayton Kershaw, my favorite Dodger, on the mound with that heat. Come on, Dodgers. Yes. Get that. Got to win the World Series for my pops. With that stroke and all, I got to get it. Can't have 3 World Series in a row with all losses. I can't be the Atlanta Braves from the 90s, as great as those teams were. And not to bring up a sore spot, John Roberts, but I can't have the Dodgers go to 4 World Series like the Super Bowls, right, and not come up with something. I got to have something for my dad. But the thing is a lot of people knock the Bills, for that run. That, to me, honestly, is one of the most impressive things in NFL history. Yeah, it would have been sweet, for Marv Levy and Thurman Thomas and Jim Kelly and Cornelius Bennett and Bruce Smith and Don Beebe and all those, Andre Reed. See how I'm just name dropping because I know every single player and how much it means to you. Man, you know what I mean? Like, obviously winning the Super Bowl means everything, right? I get it. But think about how hard it is to make 4 Super Bowls in a row if you weren't like the Patriots. I loved Thurman Thomas. I loved Jim Kelly. I loved those people on that roster. I love those uniforms. I love those old school helmets. All right, Marcus. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy Hard Knocks. I think someone just hit a home run off Clinton Kershaw. I'm about to lose it. Or did they catch the ball? Did they get it out? All right, Marcus, I'll see you tomorrow, big dog, at work. Oh, did he get it? Jock, did you get it? Oh, let's go. Running catch. Jock Peterson. Clayton Kershaw. Do it for Orion's daddy. Let's go. Dodgers. Two-bet fans, see you. So that's the list. I'm not sure if there's anyone else in there, but like I said, I took a lot of pride in it. Let me look. Let me see what John Roberts sent me here. Obviously, sending me Twitter messages like we're having the extravagant bromance, which we do. Let's see here. Okay, you sent me the Home Run Derby beer. Oh, I can't watch it right now, but I will. Good luck, my guy. Javon Wright, trolling. He said Winston for MVP. You can have him, man. You want him? I wouldn't want to necessarily trade for Cam, though, either. You know what I mean? You can have Cam, but I don't want Winston. But the thing is, I think for my team, I wouldn't want Cam either. I mean, I need someone, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert. I need something different. Trevor Lawrence would be dream come true, but, I don't know if I can tank for 2 or 3 more years to get him. But that would be a dream come true. But Jameis Winston, I don't know if anybody can get him right. Maybe Bill Belichick and that team, that discipline, that might be the only one, period. I don't know if anyone else can. Maybe Sean McVay. I don't know. I just don't think there's very many coaches that would be able to get it done with him. Once a knucklehead, always a knucklehead. Once a cheetah, always a cheetah. That K-gun offense was nasty. Bills are working on the same offense. So, John Roberts, how long, I know we talked about Doug Flutie and whatnot, and I know you're a couple years younger than me. When did the fandom start with the Bills? What year? What year did you say, hey, this is my team? Comment below. He ordered a script for rewrite, and you could honestly tell some things didn't make sense because it was rushed. Tube FN. Well, you got Paul Heyman running Raw, right? And you got Eric Bischoff running SmackDown, so maybe that was something there. What about field goal kickers? Too many missed kick doinks. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of kickers that really impress me. Tucker, Gostkowski, Legatron on the Rams when healthy. Javon Wright, watch your mouth. Jameis is horrible. You can have him. Cam Newton, starting quarterback for the Panthers. Backup, Jameis Winston. Or you can have Jameis as starting for you. Cam can be the backup. He can be the water boy to Jameis. You can have him. Shit, I'll buy you crab legs for a year. You can take them. I don't want them. Get him off my team. I'd rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick on my team still than Jameis. That's big facts. Shout out to my buddy. Just hit 500K on YouTube. Northwest Sports Fanatics will be there soon. No problem. Yeah, 500K. I'm not going to be there anytime soon. But that's nice love for you. I appreciate that. But, yeah, me and Marcus got a long way to go. Plus, something's up with our sub count, too. I don't know what's going on with it. It's like our views and our sub count, is kind of being wonky. It's been a little weird. But we'll still keep grinding. You know what I mean? Once football season starts up. But I'll keep putting out the quality video. Keep putting out great hot takes and great videos for you guys to come in the chat. Go Ducks. All day, every day. Dodgers 2, Cardinals 1, bottom of the 7th. Says, my family's from Buffalo. I have a huge Italian family back east. Entire family's Bills fan. That's awesome. Respect that highly. That's awesome. I'm still upset that the Iconics. I know, right? I know. I ended up seeing that. That was well, I watched that. I love wrestling, man. I'll never stop watching. Yeah, I got a nice wrestling collection, some nice figures and merch. I got a belt. I got all kinds of stuff. Wrestling will be in my blood till I die. That's big facts. My grandfather was the first person to try buffalo wings. He was house jazz musician at Anchor Bar. Lawrence Cavelli. Oh, that's awesome. Legatron, Tucker, and Lutz are the only kickers who people will not have a problem sending on the field in clutch moments. Now Javon Wright's getting delusional. First it's Cam. Right? 16-0, 15-1, 14-2, 13-3, right? Bulls 82-0. Uh-oh. Javon, I don't know if you over medicated or got into the liquor cabinet. I don't know. But do I need to fly over to you? Make sure you're okay. 82-0. Love you guys. Elliot Evans, I'm from Illinois. Saints, Raptors, Cubs fan. Well, if you're in Illinois, right, you should be a Cubs, Bulls, and Bears fan. But I mean, obviously, if you're with the Saints, I can see why. The only figure I got is a Paige figure, and if you saw my IG, I met her. Okay. Yeah, Paige, my buddy Preston, is a huge wrestling guy. I got a Paige Elite figure, double belt, kind of a rare one. I think it was her first Elite figure. I don't have too many of the female figures, but I do have a Paige. But like I said, most of the figures are from like a lot of the old school guys, legends and whatnot. But that's sweet. Elliot Evans, he fell off the bed. Yeah, I think he did, for real. Javon, are you okay? I think Javon needs to get a concussion test. I think you might have to sit out the next chat. Like these NFL players, hey, man, I don't think you passed that concussion test, you know what I mean, that CTE. I mean, Javon, I hope that CTE didn't hit you already. You know what I mean? You went 16-0, 15-1 Panthers. I tried to talk some sense into you. Man, I hope it ain't CTE, brother. I hope it ain't no CTE. Concussion dog. I hope not. I'm praying for you, brother. Oh, man. Well, so I just want to thank the Panthers for Sean McDermott. Yeah, definitely. That was huge. Yeah, without McDermott, who knows where the Bills franchise would be at this point. Yeah, Brandon Beane. Peligulas, yeah, agreed. Elliot Evans says his bed 30 feet off the ground. I don't think he's okay. Uh-oh. Elliot Evans will send help, but I don't think you guys are in the same state. Might take a while for you to get some help, Javon. But I still love you, man. But, like I said, you'll learn something new, in the room. And you're not going to get, a lot of this, bias talk, or you'll go into the other NFL chats, on YouTube, where you just get these delirious, just like bonehead fans. We damn boys, Super Bowl, Dak the best. Right? Did I get it right? Is that pretty good? I'm working on it. I think I'm getting it. Oh, man. But I'm not sure if anyone else has any other questions, but like I said, it's about an hour and 17 minutes in. I'll review the list one more time. And then, like I said, I got to work out. I got to stick to my schedule. And then, like I said, I got some other research and tape to watch, so that way I can bring you guys the heat every single day. So let's go over the list. 10 biggest X Factor players in 2019, according to one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Your boy, Orion. It's me. Don't even have an honorable mention. I got a sleeper. Lamar Jackson. It's real important. We'll see where it goes. Number 10, Sam Darnold and Jameis Winston. Who has a better chance to progress? Sam Darnold. Who has a better chance of stealing crab legs? Jameis Winston. Number 9, Baker Mayfield. Number 8, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is one of those really wild cards for me, too, because I kind of have this hunch that the Vikings are going to win the division. I don't know why, but, I mean, if they go 11-5, that's what kind of my brain is telling me. We damn boys. But I think 11-5 is doable for them. I think they can rebound and kind of get back, to being at the top. But we'll see. Jimmy Garoppolo, number 7. Number 6, Josh Allen. Love him. Marcus loves him maybe even more than me, which is incredible. But I don't think Baker's capped out. Mark my words. Number 5, Melvin Gordon. Number 4, Cam Newton. Super Cam. Okay. Number 3, Mr. Walk It To Him, Carson Wentz. Number 2, Zeke. Number 1, Tom Brady. Javon Wright, I'm being serious. Who's stopping Benny the Bull? Man. I mean, we damn boys. Do I need to call, somebody for you? Oh, man. I'm in Oregon, so I don't think I can get to you in time. That CTE is taking over. CTE, PED, 1, 2, 3. I don't know what's going on over there with you, Javon, but I still love you. Your reaction when you heard the news about Chris Benoit's double murder-suicide in 2007. What the fuck? They did the tribute on him on that Raw, and I was just so sad. One of my favorite wrestlers, period. The Wolverine, right? Crazy. And the relationship, because I watched his career blossom with all the different federations. ECW, WCW, WWF, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a rich, deep wrestling history just as much as football, believe it or not, right? Unbelievable. But I still am not sold on the fact that he just went crazy and did it. I mean, was there some other foul play involved? Could have been. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if he just lost it and killed himself and killed all his family, or maybe someone was after him. Maybe something that he did. Maybe money that he owed to somebody. Maybe for steroids or drugs, or I don't know. I just never felt 100% sure that he just fully mentally needed to see therapy and lost it. Maybe with all the concussions or CTE, and then did that, you know. But yeah, it's crazy. I was really sad. Really, really sad, you know what I mean? And I still, once in a while, like every 6 months, I'll go back and just go into wrestling mode, and I'll watch wrestling for like 12 hours straight, and I'll go and watch Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Chavo. You know, I'll just go and watch some old WCW or WWF or ECW. Yeah, crazy. Most Wanted 28. I'm back. What was the list? Well, I just mentioned that We Damn Boys, Dak the Bears, Cooper, Super Bowl, I Love Zeke, Jerry Jones. We damn boys, we gon' win 2 playoff game. We gon' to the Super Bowl. Get it right. Man, I think I can make like an album out of that. Taco Tuesday. I could be that guy. We damn boys. Oh, man. Yeah. You might have. Maybe I did too, but that's okay. I don't think there's a lot of Super Bowl. That's all right. Well, we usually only have one that comes in the room. You know, the one that argues with all you Eagle fans. You guys know which one it is too. So, Carlito is the best wrestler ever. See, I like a lot of the old school. RVD, Sabu. Right? I'm an ECW guy, WCW guy, Hollywood Hogan. Obviously, you know, I'm seeing everything there. Stone Cold, Rock. I mean, I got my favorite. Macho Man. Ooh, yeah. NWO for life. When they said NWO was for life, right, they meant it. Let's check it out. I haven't taken this off, right, since 1996. NWO for life, brother. They told me it was for life. I haven't taken it off since 1996, brother. The best wrestler is the one-man band, baby. China and 2K20. I did see that. Hogan's in it too. New world order for life. Bow, 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 bow. I love that, man. Like, I'm such an NWO. Like, I got all the NWO jackets. I mean, I just love factions. You know, a lot of people are attitude guys, you know, from like WWF, you know, besides Stone Cold and The Rock, you know, obviously love them, but I always had an appreciation for the more hardcore wrestling, you know, ECW, RVD, Sabu. I love that, but I was always more of a WCW guy. I felt the presentation was better. You had a lot of the old school guys move over. NWO, if it's an NWO or DX, I'm NWO. I mean, even though some of the members, you know, were, you know, intertwined and whatnot, like X-Pac and Six and whatnot, but NWO for life. They told me it was for life, and, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, JJ Trilla. Yeah, Tommy H. Yeah, did you guys end up watching the video game reaction that I did yesterday? I'm not sure if you guys watched that, but I just wanted to see what was on there. Hey, yo. Survey says. Yeah, especially for me, because I got to be in, like, I'm old, so I got to see the birth of wrestling. Like, you know, the birth of Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania, and all the transitions of everything. Like, I used to watch matches, you know, when Vince was announcing. He was a great announcer. I mean, so I've seen it all. The birth of video games, the birth of the internet, the birth of, you know, the best athletes ever to play, Gretzky, Jerry Rice, Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? If you just go down the list, Ken Griffey Jr., you know what I mean? I got to witness some of the greatest of the great all to come together. Dream Team 92. You know, some of you guys are a little bit younger, so you may not know unless you guys pull it up on YouTube, but I'm incredibly blessed. The birth of everything. When I was playing video games, this shit was stick figures, you know? Now it's, you know, amazing. AARP for Orion. How do you know I don't got it already? I don't, but, you know. That's like saying I'm going to get my coffee and my free newspaper at Sherry's or at one of these Denny's type places. Not yet. I still look young. I don't look as old as my age. You know what I mean? I don't feel I do. Hey, yo. Bro, I can watch these streams all day and run along with the community is like peas and carrots. Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, I already know at some point or another, you know, besides this YouTube, I mean, I can host, you know what I mean? I can be on radio, podcast, someone else's show, you know. There'll be opportunities for me and Marcus besides this, you know. Get your Medicare. We damn boys. Super Bowl. I mean, if I can't go viral for that with a meme or something, you guys need to start helping your boy out. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do this full time. I don't want to be working full-time job and grinding on this. I mean, I'll do it. Prove to you guys I'm the hardest working guy in YouTube, you know. Chidori God, who do you have winning the NFC North? That is the toughest division to predict. And even with me, you know, feeling I'm one of the quote-unquote, not always right, but I feel like I'm an expert in a lot of the NFL fields. I don't know. For some weird reason, Skol! Something tells me that the Vikings are going to have a great shot at like 11-5. Will it happen? Will Kirk Cousins be the one to do it? Possibly. The Lions don't have a deep enough roster for me, so I can't have them. The Packers I love, right? But Rajas, Mr. Discount Double Check, and Devontae Adams are amazing talents. And Aaron Jones. Who? Aaron Jones. They're great, but it seems like a lot of the guys get banged up. And the defense is kind of banged up, so I'm not really sold there on the defense fully, but it's better than it's been in years. And I'm not sure if the new coach, LaFleur, and Rodgers and his ego are going to get along, right? I'm not sure, right? And then with the Bears, right? Vic Fangio's gone. That's going to be big loss for them. Defense player for player is amazing. They're going to score points, but they may, you know, regress a little bit. I do like Montgomery at running back. He'll dominate. You know, you got the human joystick and Tariq Cohen, Allen Robinson. I mean, you got some pieces. Trey Burton at tight end, you know, Trubisky's progression. But something tells me, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, Thielen and Diggs, Rudolph, defense, roads closed, Harrison Smith. It's doable. 10-6, 11-5, Minnesota Vikings. That's what my gut tells me. Not always right, and it's early still. But a different team is what I'm kind of feeling. So we'll see. And then with all the other predictions I've made, you guys can go back and be like, damn, Orion was right. He's got that ESP. Not the ESPN, but the ESP. We damn boys. Super Bowl. Oh, man. Feel like the Lions go 6-10 every year. Yeah, welcome to my world being a Bucs fan. That's big facts. I like both the Bears and Packers with the Vikings as a possible, you know, fringe team. MC Orion. That's me, man. I can do it, man. I mean, I've been on radio. I did a contest for a local radio station here in Portland. It was at a Buffalo Wild Wings to try to find like a new host, and I don't know, there must have been like 500 contestants, and I made the final 10. But they weren't really looking for like a guy with a good voice or knows sports. They were looking for like the drunk guy. We damn boys. Like, you know, it's like, hey, let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks and the Bears, and we damn boys. You know, it'd be like one of those guys, just kind of like a drunk troller type of guy, you know. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I don't want to really be on radio. It's not really where it's at anymore. You know, it's different if you're like on podcasts and things like that, but, yeah. You know, I feel like I can make a name for myself, and me and Marcus already have, you know, here on YouTube, and I'm not going to stop anytime soon, and you know, there'll be other radio stations that call, and we'll do interviews, and, you know, I mean, if I can get on Good Morning Football, Kay Adams, and your boy, I think that would be amazing. You know, a Vice channel would be great. You know, something original and different. Real people with real talk. You know, no fabricated bullshit. You know, we call how we see it. Kind of like a Joe Rogan, but like a sports version, you know. Joe Rogan's awesome because he just calls it how he sees it. I mean, I feel like I'm in the same category. He's got a shitload of more fans than me, right? But I mean, I feel as far as just honesty and no bullshit, we damn boy, Super Bowl, call it how I see it. You guys like that? I'll have to get it. I'll have to do it when it ends up being like Eagles Cowboys. Like when I go, I know the Eagles are playing Seattle. So what I've decided to do is, depending on who's playing locally here for me, if the Eagles or Saints are on, I'm obviously going to go live. And if I have to sacrifice my own game live and just watch it later, I'll do that. So that way I can just enjoy the game with y'all. And then we'll end up probably doing the reaction with me and Marcus anyways after. So that way you guys can see the highlights and we'll call it, like we normally do. But if people want to donate and leave comments and just interact, while we watch the game, those are going to be the funnest for me probably all season, are going to be Eagles games and, Nolans Saints games. There'll be some Seahawks games that are pretty interesting. Chiefs games will be fun. Chargers, kind of like the top end teams. Even Panther games might be fun. Panthers Bucks, Panthers Saints, Panthers Falcons, Me sitting next to Kay Adams, I'll take being in the doghouse, YOLO. Man, Kay Adams, I mean, as far as like football is concerned, I don't know if it gets any better than that. You know what I mean? Someone that actually loves football, good looking, you know what I mean? Super Bowl, we damn boy, Taco Tuesday. Oh, I just had to throw that in there. Got into my LeBron for a moment. Sorry. Well, guys, it was a great show. I love vibing with y'all. Same ones every day. I'm going to bring the heat. I'm going to give you guys some knowledge, give you guys somewhere to just chat and vibe and have a great time. We all love sports. I respect the hell out of you guys. I hope I entertained y'all. I hope you guys respected my list. And I look forward to seeing you guys. Gang, gang, gang. Forever. I'm always going to be with you guys. It's not going to change. You know what I mean? I love doing this. If I didn't love doing this, regardless if I get, a $200 donation, in an hour or two, or I get none, that doesn't matter. I mean, obviously it's nice to be able to get the donations when people can donate, but I mean, I still love doing this, and I love football. So obviously, if you love something and you're going to do it regardless if you get paid or not, that's when you have something special. And you guys make it worth it for me. I love you guys. Like, seriously. Super Bowl, we damn boy. But I'll be back at you guys tomorrow. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out me and Marcus's video, check that out. We did it earlier today. We did a video game wrestling kind of through the years reaction. So I got a couple other videos that you guys can do. But, working full time and doing this is a grind. But hopefully you guys, see that. But I tried to take the time and reach out to all y'all. Have a great night. Enjoy your day. Peace out. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Northwest Sports Fanatics. And I'm out. We damn boys. Taco Tuesday. See you guys later. Have a good one.